you pull up this serpent in the Vatican? This has always been something I've wondered about.
The chances of a 7-footer living past 60 is 50%.
How much did you spend on your tickets?
He got him. 50K.
220,000.
I'm about to show you something, right?
What you gonna show me?
I'm gonna show you something.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it.
If you can't clearly see that Mother Earth is doing something very crazy, I don't know what to tell you. This video just came out and it's of clear quartz that is busting through the roadway. These are crystals that are coming out of the ground. Yeah. Please someone explain to me how this happens. A couple weeks ago, I made a video about my garden growing flowers in the middle of fucking December. And then last week, I saw a video of a man saying that he was catching grasshoppers in the mountains of Colorado. Baby grasshoppers. In January. In Colorado. Then I saw another man who was a farmer who was saying that his whole entire ground should be permafrost. And guess what? It's not. It was just soggy, wet ground, which he said was going to rot the trees. And now we're watching clear quartz bust through the middle of a road. Still think everything's okay? Still think everything is all right? Because if you do, you're the fucking Looney Tune at this point. You're the conspiracy theorist.
Assassination of JFK. So we all know Lee Harvey Oswald acted completely alone, firing 3 shots from the Texas school book depository. But the edited version is there was a second shooter on the grassy knoll, and the event was a coordinated hit involving either the CIA, the mafia, or Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson to prevent JFK from pulling out of Vietnam.
That's
and
a
then
lawsuit.
we're going to lead up to what we have to do and address. The largest spending item, the reason we're in trouble is because over 74% of federal spending is on autopilot, mandatory spending. That's your entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and then things like Social Security. They have to be adjusted and fixed. We have a plan to do that next year, and it's critical because we're at 40 trillion plus.
$80 billion.
Like, doesn't that come from our paychecks? So if they cut that, where's that money going to go? Are we going to stop paying it? No, it's probably going to go to a war or to their pockets. It's ridiculous, y'all. We're the ones paying Medicare. You ain't paying it. Government, you guys ain't paying it. We're paying it. We're paying for that for our retirement. We are. So you're going to cut the funds, and where's it going to go now? Because they're still going to take it out of our bank account or out of our checks. Believe me, that ain't going to stop.
For ICE to get the illegal
It's going to go to
immigrants.
this.
By the way, they're not.
I know.
And so why did
I know.
So what is that police force? It's for you.
Of course.
Right? You're going to be the terrorist, and those prisons are for you. They want the illegal immigrants here because they want cheap labor. All that stuff where they're shooting people, that's all for show. You are the target, and that's what those prisons are for. And we got their own private Gestapo called ICE.
The truth is that illegal immigrants, there's a lot of drunk driving, but in general, not that unruly a group.
Correct. Those are
Right.
people looking to work.
You know who's unruly is like
The
you.
majority.
You're unruly. No, I'm serious. You're born here. You have a birthright. You feel totally entitled to demand that your government serve your interests because you own the government. You're a huge problem.
Yeah. They paint us as they're all bad people, but the majority are just working, doing jobs you don't want to do.
Will you pull up this serpent in the Vatican? This has always been something I've wondered about. Serpent, Vatican, Pope's audience hall. You've had to have seen this.
Oh, the one that's set up like a serpent because the brother.
Help me understand this.
Well, because an Ophite cult infiltrated some time ago, and that's why.
No, don't just say, really go into it, because when you pull it up full screen, not that. That's, of course, that's a
no, the
beautiful.
serpent thing is like a cool.
That one, the one that looks like a snake.
Yeah, right.
That right there.
Right.
What do you think that is? What does that mean?
That's the Nahash.
But why is that? Why is that in the Vatican?
Well,
I really mean it.
If you don't know, I feel like you can't afford it.
I cannot afford it. What does it mean? What does it mean?
So the cult that secretly runs the Vatican is called the Ninth Circle. meaning they all boil down to the same thing. It's a form of serpent worship. Ophite Gnostics. You know Gnosticism?
Yeah.
It's serpent worship. It predates Christianity. It's pagan, as a matter of fact. So that's where we get the Sons of Cain idea. Now, the Sons of Cain is an idea that goes through the Freemasons, through the British Israelism.
Yeah.
That we get all our American Christianity from.
Yeah.
William Branham Christianity, which is that horseshit Pentecostal thing that comes out of the 40s that was built up with the Kardashian family. And the idea is that Eve fucked the snake, and that's the snake is Cain's dad.
Oh, wow.
Freemasons call themselves the Sons of Cain. The
Descendants
Nazis,
of Cain.
Right. Now, if you... I recommend...
San Diego beaches closed due to sewage line breaks in Mexico.
My dog weirded out. If my dog knows something ain't right, man. Okay?
These people have never seen a wolf outside of a Disney animated movie. Just, if you've never seen a real wolf, just imagine the biggest German Shepherd you've ever seen, the most aggressive looking German, and triple it. I mean, they are huge, and they run in packs. And if you're a family, mom and dad and two little kids in a cloth tent, and these things are hungry, you are done. I don't care if you have a gun or not. I stopped camping in the mountains.
Didn't they like? If you listen to,
Well, isn't it like, I don't know if it's just in Alaska or if it's nationwide, but there's only been like 2 wolf attacks on humans. They just don't hunt humans. It's just, I don't know if it's out of their DNA, but they just don't hunt humans. They don't. I don't know if that was in Alaska. I saw Glenn Villanueva talking about it. I think that's his name from Below Zero, Life Below Zero. He was talking about that. But I don't know if he was just speaking about Alaska or if it's in the whole country. But wolves just don't attack humans. Coyotes either, right? It happens, but it's very, very rare.
out of Michael Jackson victims.
Right.
They're now
victims.
If you listen to hear what I'm saying. If you listen to a lot of Michael Jackson victims,
oh my God,
they're now starting to say that they were not victims. That Michael Jackson was rescuing and saving them from the Epstein situations.
So Michael Jackson had no victims.
He had no victims. He was saving them and rescuing them and protecting them. Is what his victims are now saying now.
Right.
And then if you go back to the Mendez brothers, when they killed their mother and their father was accused of the similar same thing because he worked for Sony Music or Live Nation back then, and he was over a Hispanic teenage musical group.
Right.
He was supposed to be involved in it. This shit go back deep.
Right.
When you think about the kids that played in the Goonies, Corey kids.
Right.
They've been hopping and screaming it for a while. Crisscross rap.
The one you fought, the Island Boys.
Well, no. The ones that go back to Jermaine Dupri. Jump with the back.
No. You ain't gonna give it to me like that. Not Crisscross.
Man, B2K.
B2K.
And Chris Stokes and them have had accusations what they were getting them boys. Bow Wow. You can go down the list, homie. All them niggas have been accused at some point in time, have been, you're sexually abused.
Oh my God.
Few days. So crazy, y'all, that like all these child stars that are still going on today. There's child stars, all day, every day. New actors, new actresses, young ones. And the ones that run the show, this is what they do. This is what they do. Is that why they're in the position of power? Is that why they made it to where they made it? I don't know, y'all, but there's no coincidence that this just keeps happening. And these people in power are the ones doing it, right? It's not the janitor, cleaning the floors at the studio that sneaks in. It's not him. It's the ones that are the owners, the bosses, the ones that pick them to be in the shows. The ones that call the shots are the ones doing these things. There's no coincidence there.
ago, a CIA agent goes in front of Congress. He said, I ran the DIG, the Director's Initiative, under Tulsi, and I don't think she was aware that she had these rogue elements, you know, like we're talking about, little cabals, from the CIA, by the way, running this op on us. And he says he found out when he was running the anomalous health effects, the COVID cover-up, and the UAP initiative of the DIG, they found out the CIA was spying on the whistleblowers. That means everybody that we brought in, their computers, their cell phones, everything. He's self-admitting. CIA's response was, he wasn't authorized to speak to you on Twitter. You're like, what the You're not denying those claims? That is illegal. He said that's illegal.
Unless I was looking at a dummy laying there in the coffin, which I also think is weird that they took my phone from me when I'm his daughter. Like, I'm going to go be a mark and go take pictures of my dead dad and put them on Instagram.
Right.
Like, I think all of those people know that I'm not that person. They took my phone from me. But unless I was looking at a dummy, I saw the autopsy marks cut like a V on his chest. So there was an autopsy done if that was my real dad laying there that I saw.
Amy herself said Huntsville, Alabama is the biggest fucking deal that you've never heard of. And she described it as the Silicon Valley of national security tech and aerospace tech. And it's number 3 on the nuclear strike list target. So if a nuclear bomb was going to be sent to the U.S., Huntsville, Alabama is number 3.
I'm about to show you something, right?
What you gonna show me?
I'm going to show you something.
You gotta make sure we get all this.
I'm about to show you a painting from the either 14th or 15th century. It's
Right.
called The Ascension of Jesus Christ. It's from Museo Aracena in Mexico.
Right.
Now, this is after he was killed. This is the depiction of the painting.
Oh, that's a spaceship from like another. That's a spaceship.
They say he ascended into heaven. There are several different depictions of this event. And
I never seen this picture before.
yeah, because you can't find this. You got to go to the library to get this type of shit. That's why I be telling
So
people.
that's ascended up to heaven right now, getting basically pulled up through spaceship.
And how much heroin he had in this system, 1.52 milligrams per liter.
What does that have anything to
That'd
do
kill
with?
a horse.
Right. Oh, interesting.
A
Interesting.
person could die at 0.3. He had
Right.
1.5.
Well, he was a super junkie at that point. though.
Kind of, but look, it's like the OJ case where you'll see the fairy dust. Like, oh, well, yeah, what if you inject the needles, have the caps back on them in a box? Like, if he injected 1.52 milligrams per liter of heroin, he would have like literally passed out with the needle in his arm. It happens in seconds.
Wow.
And he had him in both arms. There's 2 arms.
Right. Right. Okay. I mean, none of this makes sense. This is crazy. So,
Ask me,
okay.
I'll tell you
So
some-
he was murdered. We're going to go under the supposition that this was a homicide. If somebody's killing him, why stick needles in both of his arms and then
He's hot
blows-
shotted. He's killed with the heroin to stage. Because if you show them, could these people, plural, could these people have left him to die? Sure, yeah, and then it'd look like an OD. Why they went so far to stage a suicide, I don't know. Like I am
Yeah.
not. They're smackheads. All
Right.
of them are heroin addicts.
Right. So clearly, so you think he was murdered by like just another drug addict that was in his circle?
There's multiple people there.
Chances of a 7-footer living past 60 is 50%.
Damn.
So the NBA players, I told you, when I told them this, it was 2016, 11 of us died from congestive heart failure in that 1 year. It's like the thing that's going to kill them. And I said, hey, there's a machine here we can get on. It's called Solaire in Santa Monica. People like Diana Ross are on it, Barry Gordy, my boy Brooklyn, who had a heart transplant. First thing he said is, if I would have known about this place before, I had my mother there at 82. She lived to 96. And the only reason my mother died is she didn't want to live anymore. She's just like, Johnny, like all my brothers and sisters are dead. Like I'm 94. Cut it out.
Sounds like me.
I was like, Ma, like, you know, you my number one, you know, test guinea pig. I was like, I don't have time for a funeral. She was like, yeah, just keep yourself alive. And I was like, yeah. And then I thought, I went pro when my father turned 62. I had just gone pro. He was so proud. And then I realized, what would I have told, if I knew what I knew now, when he turned 62, what would I tell him to do?
That's crazy.
any Americans who complain about your taxes here, let this Canadian tell you about what the taxes are in Canada. You ready, Sean?
I'm listening.
So in Quebec, you have provincial tax and federal tax. The federal tax is capped at 33%. The provincial tax is capped at 25.75%. So now we're already well into the 50s. Now, what the government allows you to keep at the end, which is 40-something%, if you go out and spend money, you pay double sales tax, provincial and federal, at around 15%.
Consumption tax.
Consumption tax. Now add property tax, carbon tax, gas tax, school tax. You end up with roughly 30 cents to the dollar. So put it another way, from January 1st until roughly end of August, I work for free for the government. I'm a slave. And starting in September, I become a human being with dignity.
So great. Like, none of this money we pay goes to any of that stuff. Maybe pennies on the dollar go to what it's supposed to go to, I think. I think they're just pocketing. Like, why do all these mayors, governors, politicians go in making $100,000 salary and come out multimillionaires with beachfront property? That's our money they're using.
This is James Franco, me, really Franco. I'm here at my house. I'm not promoting anything, okay? I'm making this account because, all right, some serious shit's going on, okay? And, look, here. This is real, okay? I'm real. It's me, not AI, not anything, okay? Could, AI James do this? No, could not write this.
Just keep watching.
Okay, for those who know.
Let's talk about this because my comments on other platforms are absolutely flooded with people saying that this is a deep fake or an AI generated video. And honestly, I wish it was. But look at his face. People are pointing out that he was at the Cannes Festival looking completely healthy. Now suddenly his eyes look totally different. He's way skinnier and his whole vibe is just off. What happened in the last few weeks? And don't even get me started on the handle that he wrote down. 2319, the exact same emergency code from Monsters Inc. Why out of all the numbers that he could possibly choose, would he choose those specific numbers?
Earth is flat. I'll just come out and say it because I've seen some interesting maps where you have Earth that we see in the map, but then it's just one small portion of this huge other.
I've seen that too, yeah.
It's very possible that we're confined just to this smaller area. A lot of the stuff they have to show it to you and throw it in your face. NATO, that's their symbol, which I just find strange. There's a lot of Bible verses that they say it's metaphorical, but you can look at it as quite literal too. Corners of the earth is in its foundations. In the Bible, it said that the sun stopped.
Joshua.
It didn't say the earth stopped spinning. It said the sun stopped. So there's some biblical perspectives where it's like, what I really want to trust the heliocentric model. Helios would have been a watcher.
Greek mythology obsession within NASA and astrology is really strange.
Yeah, the planet names and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If it's really a spinning earth, you're flying in an airplane which only goes 600 miles an hour. We go in the opposite direction of the rotation. We ought to be able to get places a lot faster. And if we're going in the same direction of the rotation, I don't think you'd ever get there.
There's an atmospheric pressure, right, where anything within the Earth's atmosphere is rotating at the same speed the surface.
That's what they say.
That blows my mind.
Okay, so what really happened in the Great Depression is we were transitioning from a gold standard that created limitations on how much money they could print and how much debt they could take on, because it was a 20th of an ounce that backed $1. So 20th of an ounce, they could print $1. When they legalized the Federal Reserve, now that same 20th of an ounce, they needed flexibility. So now 20th of an ounce, instead of backing $1, back $2.40. And that's exactly what they did. So when you look at the purchasing power chart, number one, that was when they converted corporate debt into our money, right? We had the $20 gold coin was the original. Then they converted it to that because this is so inconvenient, so heavy to carry around. They put the Federal Reserve notes, so the pure corporate debt instruments in the system. Every single one of these bills has the same nominal face value, $20. All of them are $20. Today, this has, I think I probably paid $5 for it because I don't pay for this stuff. You know, I'm not willing to pay a lot for it. This is somewhere around market value of like 5,000 or 5,500 or something like that. Still not reflective of its true fundamental value. And how much can you buy with this $20 bill? Right? So they printed all that money, and this was also the first time when they were shifting the U.S. from really a farming community to a consumer-driven economy. So now in the 20s, they pumped all that almost 2.5 times more money. I have all the proof on this. 2.5 times more fiat money, introducing the debt money into the system, and that's what created the Roaring 20s. Because there was so much new money out there that, you know, that could trickle down. And the middle class, for the first time, had access.
Well, but it's true.
Hello, I'm Kelly Osborne, and I just want to take a second to thank the people of Birmingham for not only showing my family so much love, but for showing up for my father in a way that made him the happiest man on the planet.
The person you just saw in that video is Kelly Osborne today, and if she's no longer the same person, it's because of something very serious. Very few people have noticed it, but Kelly and her mother Sharon both went through the exact same transformation at the same time, and when you put their photos side by side, it's hard to believe it happened naturally. Kelly went from the person everyone knew to someone who was almost unrecognizable. It's not just a matter of weight. Her entire face seems to have changed, and her features no longer look the same. Even her eyes look different. Many of her fans openly admit that they struggle to recognize her today. But the most disturbing part is that the exact same thing happened to her mother, Sharon. Extreme weight loss in a very short period of time, a face that looks nothing like it used to, and all of it happened at the same time as her daughter's transformation. What makes it strange is that they're from the same family, and above all, that it happened simultaneously, as if they had been given the same instructions. Because a transformation like that within a family is already rare, but two happening at the same time is not a coincidence, especially when dozens of other celebrities seem to be going through the exact same process right now. Nobody is asking why a mother and daughter became unrecognizable at the same time. At this point, the real question is how many more celebrities will go through this before someone finally dares to ask why they're doing it.
How much did you know? I think it's the Ozempic stuff, y'all, because you know, I moved back out here and I used to go to a barbershop out here. So I haven't been out there for like 3 years, right? So I went back when I came out here to get a haircut, and one of the ladies was still there, and she has that look, those cheekbones, just like saggy skin on the face. Like she wasn't like big, but she was a little overweight. But I think she looked okay, right? She didn't look too bad. But when I came back now, like she's like super skinny. She used to have a booty. Now she don't got no booty. It's all flat, skinny, sucked up face. Like it, you know, I think it's that Ozempic, and they're just abusing it.
Bet on your tickets.
He got him. 50K.
220,000.
220,000 for how many tickets?
2.
You bought them?
Actually, his dad.
What do you do for a living?
We're in the trash. We pick up all in New York City.
Not that much, probably 20K.
Only 20K. What do you do for a living?
But just Google me.
Google you? What do you do?
Take a picture of me and Google me.
Paid $18,000 and I could have sold them for $44,000. I said, there's no
flip.
better way to spend money. I'm going to die poor.
Section 117. I could sell for like 50 grand a ticket.
This game means a lot more than 50 grand. I've been waiting 53 years for this.
I actually got a ticket through a very close colleague of mine, so the answer is $0.
You know how much it would have cost?
I think about 70 grand.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an attorney.
$200,000.
Where are you sitting?
Courtside next to Donald Trump.
It's about $10,000 a ticket. How do you feel about your dad spending 10 grand on your ticket?
It's pretty good.
Even though you won't go to college, it's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's worth the investment.
I think like 16,000.
So how are you able to afford 16,000 for one ticket?
Honestly, I'm unemployed, so like I don't really know.
How much did you spend on your tickets?
Gotta ask the Knicks for that.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, all those celebrities courtside, they didn't pay a penny. They're the richest ones in the building, and they didn't pay a penny. They were there. Hey, we got some tickets. Why don't you come sit down on the courtside? Right? We need you for these cameras every time there's a commercial. Now Taylor Swift's a freaking Knicks fan, right? Showed her every day. I was like, what is this, the Super Bowl? It's ridiculous, y'all. They're showing all these celebrities, all of them, every commercial break. And they didn't pay a penny for those.
Would you like to talk about sentient plasmoid alien life? Or whatever the hell that press conference was talking about in front of government offices? But let's listen in for a little bit.
How many species? Recent reports have said that there are perhaps 4 different alien species, Greys, Nordics. How many species are you aware of?
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal bipedal type life to, what I would consider like sentient plasmoid life, but there are several.
And I talk about distraction all the time, and I'm not going to believe anything the government says about aliens, especially the timing that they're currently trying to release alien stuff. Bill Gates talked in front of Congress today? That's off subject. Let's talk about distraction a little bit more. Just look at the sign in front of these people. Task Force of Declassification of Federal Secrets. If the government was going to release information about aliens, to me, they would have did it a long time ago. They're releasing it right now. That way we don't talk about other things that's happening. Things happening overseas, things that's happening here. Bill Gates talked in front of Congress today? But just remember, folks, while they're talking about aliens right now, the people running our government, if they were your parents, you would have taken their driver's license away.
2 schoolgirls walking along the road in Maidenhead. I'm just driving along. And Rolf says, point blank, Jesus Christ, couldn't you just the pair of them? And as I'm sitting there, I'm hearing him say it, and I literally said, what the are you talking about? Really, what are you talking about, Rolf? That's 2 little girls, man. I think that was Rolf testing water with me.
Isn't it funny how things like this only ever seem to come out years and years later, after the damage has already been done, and these people have been able to navigate in the way they do and do the things that they do? Bear in mind that this guy was best friends with JS, Mr. Jimmy You-Know-Who, and they appeared many times on television together. Now, if you know what this guy was charged for and what he went to prison for, and some of the weird things that he drew in jail, then you will know that this man was not a man, he was a monster.
And for the military listeners, the Shades of Green.
Yep.
They have a big resort there. Like if you're a military listener, veteran or whatever, or you have somebody in your family that there's these military hotels at different places that are like tourist traps or very touristy places that you can get for cheap, dude. Like,
are they like war themed?
No, dude, it's still like
Great.
Disney World
It's
shit.
like sandbags.
No, it's not like a 3-year-old
everywhere.
walking in like, here's a fucking gun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no.
We're gonna storm the beaches.
No, but it's like a nice hotel that you could stay at with your family, but instead of being like $500 a night like Polynesian is, it's like 115 or 130, something like that.
There's an underground facility that the government of Dubai has that is completely created by Siemens, the big German company. It's like walking into an IMAX theater, but instead of one 5-story screen, it's 5 stories of TV monitors. So you have hundreds of TV monitors that cover every inch of Dubai. Every inch. So we're watching these. They gave us a tour. We're watching these, and we see a taxi driver looking at his phone while he's driving, and he crashes into a telephone pole. And they were like, oh, there's a taxi accident at the intersection of this and that. And the taxi driver's rattled, and he gets out of the cab, and he's trying to gain his, composure, and somebody runs up to him. And we're watching all this on the screen. Somebody runs up to him, and then they call, I think it's 115 is their version of 911. And, the ambulance is already on the way because we watched it happen in real time. So the operator's like, yes, the ambulance is on the way.
Basements, these basements go through the whole projects. It's a whole underground.
There's a whole underground tunnel.
A whole underground that take you to.
You can go through any building in here.
You can go.
So they
lock
them
and come out all the way in the back. But yeah, they locked them in. Like I was saying, they used to have a thing called free lunch. They used to give out to all the kids.
Yeah, they used to have free lunch down there too
for free in the summertime. And not just like all the buildings, the libraries, the schools. They used to have this thing called free lunch where you used to go in there and you get a box of free lunch every every Saturday or some shit like that in the summertime where the kids can get a free lunch.
All right, let me show you. So the hallway's kind of tight, ain't they?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go upstairs and we'll always go smoke by the window. So we can see, even though this window kind of, fucked up, this shit real always legendary, but we'll smoke generally like in a spot like here. We'll all be right here, a couple people on the stairs, we'll be rolling up, put our miles and chill shit right here, and we'll always be by the window so we can see, you know, just in case
Who
somebody
y'all
come
looking
in.
for? Y'all mamas or something?
Our mamas, the police, anybody. They used to be locked up back then. They really did. Did you ever try to go to Chicago?
Yeah, they're not channeling your dead relatives. So right now we have at least 3 guardian angels in the room. There's also probably demons in this room, and they're listening, and they hear every bit of what we're saying. Excuse me. And when somebody says, well, the psychic told me my mother shared this with me when I was 10, and nobody ever knew that but us. So it has to be my mom, except for the demons in the room who also heard it. And now they're impersonating your mother. If your mother's in heaven, she's having a good day. She doesn't want to come back and visit you as much as mothers love their children. If she's in purgatory, she needs our prayers to get her moved into heaven. And if she's in hell, there's no getting out. It's not your mother. Wow. They can put up a good show, and it's very, they can also place thoughts in our minds, and they can manipulate our emotions. And when you have that trifecta, the person is 100% believes it's their mother.
What is happening in the world of show business? And why does everyone look so different? People have started noticing it everywhere. Just look at Cynthia Erivo's hands. The shape, the way the skin looks.
Yeah, that's
a lot
not
of people
Ozempic.
are saying it just doesn't look
Ozempic.
human anymore.
That's
Then look at
Ozempic
Jenna.
mixed with something else.
Her face, the way she acts, how she moves around. Something feels super weird, like her whole face was completely changed. Even she said the change was insane. And then look at Ariana Grande. This isn't just weird to look at, it is actually terrifying. Old photos next to new ones show changes that are way past just losing weight or wearing makeup. We are talking about her bones, her skin, and her eyes. Things that literally should never change like that. Some people say she is just sick or stressed out. But there are theories that get way darker. Theories about fake replacements, cloning, and some really creepy stuff going on hidden from the public. This same creepy pattern keeps happening to so many famous people. None of them feel real anymore, and once you see it, you literally can't stop noticing it everywhere. What do you guys think is actually happening to these celebrities? If you love creepy stories like this, hit subscribe or we might never see each other again.
I don't care if you're the most valued politician. No, he's your savior. No, he's not. He's the greatest leader. No, he's not. He's pure, lowest form of evil. If you continue to promote murder, killing, bombing, period.
So we're living in a time that might be remembered as one of the biggest bubbles in history. And that's because in the next few weeks, your retirement account and your 401k is going to be buying shares in some of the biggest IPOs in human history, even though you might not want to. Okay, how's that going to happen? It's going to happen because the rules of the financial system were just rewritten to make sure that your money is going to be buying it automatically. Now, this is actually more than just a theory. Larry Fink from BlackRock, which is the biggest asset management company in the world, said that your retirement funds and pension funds will be used to build out this AI infrastructure.
And so much of this money, not just the projects, is going to be coming from the private sector. From savings accounts, from pension accounts, from insurance companies, on and on and on.
So see how they say the private sector, right? A normal person that doesn't know nothing, they're going to think that's like government, right? They don't say the taxpayers' dollars. Private sector, right? Do you guys know what that is? Right? The private sector. That's how they do it, y'all. And like I always say, we're paying for these AI centers. We're paying for their electricity. We're paying for their water. We're paying for everything that makes that. We're paying for their vehicles that are going in and out. We're paying for everything in there. We are. And they're raising all our prices so we can pay for that. And these trillionaires, these billionaires aren't paying a penny out of their pocket. It's just a tax write-off. Just a tax write-off for them. Just like at that Knicks game. $200,000 people were paying to sit courtside. To sit next to that celebrity that didn't pay a penny to get in there.
Let me explain how this is going to happen. In the finance world, there's a concept called the IPO, or the initial public offering. That's when a private company goes public, right? It's when investors all around the world are finally able to buy shares and invest in a company. And one of those companies that's going public soon is SpaceX. And the value of that company is going to be $1.75 trillion. Now, to put that number in perspective, it would make SpaceX, on day one, more valuable than every American defense contractor combined. It would also be the biggest IPO in human history, even bigger than Saudi Aramco, which held that record since 2019. The difference, though, is that Saudi Aramco was the most profitable company on the planet when it listed, but SpaceX lost $5 billion last year. Now, the craziest part about all of this, though, is that the financial rules that are supposed to protect us from buying these overpriced investments at the wrong time were also just changed right before these IPOs. And that's because on May 1st, the NASDAQ introduced something called the fast entry rule, which cuts the waiting period for a company to be included in an index from 3 months to just 15 trading days. And what it also does is it gets rid of something called the float requirement that would have disqualified SpaceX, for example, from being included. The rule change will also force index funds to artificially inflate how much of the company they'll have to buy. So what we now have is a handful of insiders that got in really early at low prices.
Wonder how.
And now they need to exit. And to exit, they need buyers. They need a lot of buyers. Buyers that are going to absorb trillions of dollars worth of stock at peak values so that the insiders can walk away.
Evil.
But finding enough of these buyers for the biggest IPOs in history is going to be really hard. Unless you change the rules. Which means
do it without a choice, without even
your
knowing.
401k might be the exit
To save their
liquidity they
ass.
need.
I was on the train in New York City and I just like looked up from my phone and I like looked across and there was like someone on their phone. And then someone on their phone, someone on their phone, someone on their phone, 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 on their phone. No one in the train outside of a few people in their 50s and 60s were looking up. Everyone, 100 people were on their phone. And it dawned on me, we don't experience life anymore. We question why there's this like male loneliness epidemic. We don't experience life. We want a constant flow of stimulation and dopamine from our phones. We don't look up. Imagine trying to run a race not looking up. Well, life is a race. Whether it's a marathon or a sprint, different times, different seasons. If you're looking down, there's no shot you're going to win.
Okay, combining chat GPT logos. Okay, what do you mean combining them together? It looks like some sort of transformer. What's that? That can't be. That's a star.
Microsoft just banned its own engineers from using AI. The tool was costing literally more than the humans it was supposed to replace. They lied to you about AI adoption, and now the whole narrative is blowing up. Microsoft gave thousands of engineers access to Claude Code 6 months ago and encouraged them to use it. Engineers loved it, and adoption exploded. But then the invoices arrived. Token-based pricing means every query, every code review, every debugging session costs money. Because, by the way, what are these data centers doing? They're running powerful chips that use a lot of water. I didn't mention that. Another thing I should have had in that list. And are basically overheated all the time and cost money to fucking process. Remember the whole thing when blockchain was becoming the big thing?
Yeah.
In 2017 and people were talking about it, and they would build these fucking mining farms that just took up so much space and so much energy and resources.
Yeah.
And that was why it wasn't monetarily worth it to do it. They're doing that what seems like at a way bigger scale.
I mean,
now
essentially, yeah. A lot of the actual hardware that makes up these machines is the same shit.
Yes.
So,
and by the way, and it's worth being noted, the same people who were selling not climate change were selling climate crisis to you, meaning like it's all going to be gone in like 5 minutes and you all need to fucking drink out of paper straws or we're all going to die. Don't mind me. I'm on my private jet while I'm telling you this. That's besides the point. All those same people are the people pushing for this shit now, which is some of the most climate unfriendly. Like, it's some of the most climate unfriendly shit you could possibly build. Just even for the reasons I've laid out so far, and that is the novice top level 30,000 fucking foot view in the air.
I mean, there's no escaping it, y'all. There's no escaping it. You know, there's people still paying $200,000 to go watch a basketball game. There's people that are going to probably go watch Taylor Swift get married. Until those people change, nothing's going to change. We can't do nothing. There's not enough of us. Let's call us crazy. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Today's video kind of made me upset seeing all this stock stuff, and they just get away with so much, y'all. Right? We're just gonna change the rules. That's it. Change the rules so we get our way, and our elite can back out of this. We're just gonna change the rules. Screw over the little man. Who cares? And we're the ones that are keeping this machine going, y'all. We're the ones keeping this machine going, and all they gotta do is change a rule, change a law, and they're okay. But that's it for today, y'all. Short video. I got a lot to do. I got to go do my taxes. I filed an extension because I was trying to get some paperwork done. So I got it all done. Today's the day. I'm nervous. I remember I told you guys about that sponsorship, y'all. It ended up not being for me, right? They didn't want to give me, like, I did a lot of research online, and it said if they're for what my channel, the analytics, the pay per 1,000 views, all that, don't settle for just a link code. Like if someone signs up, this is how you get paid. So don't settle for that. Get that, but also get a flat fee of, like, let's just say $1,000 per video plus that sign up. They didn't want to do that, and they wanted to do some you play a game, free cash. You play a game, and you get paid money or a gift card, right? Kind of like that. If you go put gas at a certain spot, you'll get money or a gift card, right? I said no. I looked up that app, and there's all full of scams on YouTube. I ain't doing that. No business. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm doing okay. I don't need you guys. You guys need me. But anyways, y'all, just thought I'd let you guys know about that. I didn't give you guys an update. But it was pretty cool, y'all. I sat on the phone, had a business call with somebody. It was pretty dope. So we were heading in the right direction. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you guys on Friday. We'll be back tomorrow with an hour banger for your Friday night, y'all. I'll see you guys then. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. Y'all have a good one. Later.